Hi everyone. I have more tips today on being a TV or movie extra actor. So I did a commercial in the fall, which is finally out, and it was about 25 seconds, but they only included a few seconds in it. And one of the things I want to tell you, if you're thinking about doing this, is that sometimes they surprise you the day before. So usually, well, this is the way it always is in TV and movie. They don't let you know, well, they let you know way in advance that you've been chosen, but you don't get an email till the night before that tells you where to go and what time and all that kind of thing. So the same holds for TV commercials. I don't know why. So most of the time anyway. So we were told that we were going to be in the city, one location. So the night before we got an email and saying, well, first you're going to be at the suburban location, going to do some filming there, then you're going to get in your cars and go back to the city. Well, that's okay with me because I have a car, but a lot of people who do this kind of work live in the city and they don't have a car because they don't need one and they rely on public transportation. The other interesting thing is the suburban shoot was just down the street from where I grew up when I was a child. So it was old home week for me. But when I got there, I parked, I went inside and they said, if you want, you can help yourself to breakfast. And that was actually outside in a trailer kind of thing. And like a food truck. And I walked out with another young woman and I found out she lived in the city and didn't have a car. And somehow she found a way to take a bus to the suburbs. I don't know how she figured it out, but she had to get up really early in the morning. So when we finished filming, I drove her. I'm like, well, you're going to ride with me when we go back into the city for the second shoot. So this first shoot was in a warehouse, but connected to the warehouse is an appliance store that's pretty big. Yeah, it's really big. It's expanded over the years. It's family owned. So when we arrived, it was early in the morning, like 7:30 or 8. The store opened at 10, but they kept having me change clothes. And at first it wasn't bad. And we were told where the one bathroom was in the store. Well, they kept having me change clothes. And by the time I was finally changing clothes, the second to last time, the store was open. So I'm traipsing through from the back of the warehouse and I'm going through the store carrying clothes and I come out of the bathroom wearing other clothes. It was really bizarre. And then they finally figured out, wait, there's another bathroom near the holding area. Okay. So I want to show you this clip so that you can see it. It was actually a cool spot, but just all the work that goes into creating just this one warehouse shoot was just really something. The number of production people, they had a camera that was on a long arm that moved. Very cool. So let's look at that.
Here's the commercial, and I'm just about to play the part where I'm in it, and it starts with this, I think her name is Tracy, so it looks like she's coming into the warehouse where we were, but she's not really there because this post wasn't here, and she actually had the clipboard in her hand already, and here's a new friend I made. This is Veronica in the background. And as I click here I am. Now this clip was actually about 25 seconds, but they only put about 4 seconds into it. And all of the actors were frozen except for Tracy. And as soon as she put the clipboard down, the director said, go, because none of the sound was being recorded here. There's a voiceover on this video. And then we were supposed to move, but we did a lot more acting after this, and then it's over. So it's only like 4 seconds. It's crazy. So after this scene, we got back in our cars and we went into the city. This was the suburban location. And I had to, let me show what I was wearing here. It's better back here. So these were not my clothes. I wore what I was told to wear by the wardrobe woman, and I also brought more clothes and brought exactly what she told me to bring. But they had me change clothes like 5 times. It was crazy. I change clothes more than anybody. And yeah, so this was not my outfit. Luckily, they had something that sort of fit me. I had my own slacks on, but not sweaters. So yeah, I didn't know how that was going to fit. But I had another sweater on underneath this, which you can't see here, which is good because it was really big on me, which just happens. But like you can see. So back here, it looks like the sunlight is coming in through a window, but it was actually a very cloudy, dark day. And what they did was they had some really tall light outside shining into the window to make it look like sun. And they also had a fog machine that they would turn on before the cameras were on and get some foggy. It actually looked really cool. So that was that piece. They haven't come out with a piece yet where we're in the lab that we did in the city, though.
For this second shoot, this was for a show called The Partner on CNBC. It's a new show, and I think what I'm going to do is upload this video on the day that the first episode of The Partner is supposed to air, which is March 7th, 2017. So, of course, it's not out yet, but I wanted to show you, they did do a commercial and I'm actually in it, which is kind of weird. So the show is kind of like The Apprentice. Marcus Lemonis comes from the TV show The Prophet, and they wanted to do the show, well, he did, called The Partner, and you can Google it and read some information about the show. So he has 10 people who are vying for the same job, but he's not going to get rid of people along the way. So everybody stays on the show the whole time. It's an interview process. And at the end, he's going to choose one of them for this job. So in the clip, I'm only on it for a couple seconds, but I was sitting on Marcus's right. So that's probably why I'm in it. So let's watch that real quick.
So I'm a few seconds in here, 3 seconds, and my dog's going to do the squeaky toy. I can't get her to stop. This is for The Partner, and I'm going to come in pretty soon around, this is the commercial. Here I am. It's just a split second. So the show starts on CNBC on March 7th, I believe. So this is me. This is my little, and then it's off. Okay. I mean, that's how fast my seconds are here. Let's do it one more time. Oh, there I am. And for this one, this is what I wore. I think I brought maybe one other shirt, but they didn't have anybody change clothes. So Veronica, who I met at the commercial, she was there as well. This might even be her standing there. I don't remember what she was wearing, but she didn't bring anything to change into because she's an old hat at this, so she knows when they're not going to be having you change clothes. And it's a lot to drag all these clothes, an extra suit, a sweater, and that kind of thing. So that's my little bit in the commercial.
Now for this show, the production crew wasn't quite as organized about who they wanted where, and they actually had about 43 of us in a waiting. Our holding room was a large conference room in a hotel, but when I got there were only 6 of us in the room at the time. They had 2 tables put together with tablecloths, and I looked on the table and there was a piece of paper with everyone's name. There are like 43 names, and they only had 7 chairs in the room. So I went back down to the concierge, who had told me to go to the wrong room to begin with. And I told them what room we were in. And I said, you know what? I saw a list and I saw 43 names and there are only 7 chairs. They're like, okay, well, we'll send up 40 more chairs. And I went to the restroom and came back and someone was putting in all these chairs. And when I got there, it was comfortable temperature wise, and it got a little warm, and then it started getting really cold. So at a certain point, I went out in the hallway, and we didn't know where we were going to be filming. But the hallway was warmer. And then finally, they called us by groups. They had had us earlier count off into groups. And I was one of the first ones to walk into the room where we were. and there was a table, a conference table with 12 chairs. And someone said to me, "Oh, you can have a seat." And I thought, good, because I got my old lady feet. Otherwise, I was going to have to stand. So I was so glad I could sit down. Just so happened I was sitting next to Marcus, because they took one chair and turned it around and said he'll sit here. They already had the camera set up and everything. So very interesting experience. And he would talk to us in between, I want to call them contestants, but job candidates coming into the room. So I will also talk about this later after the show airs, but I just want to show you a commercial. So, and if you play the whole commercial, you'll see Marcus is in the commercial, the 10 job candidates are in the commercial, and I'm in the commercial for just a second. So that was really interesting. So if you have any questions about being a TV or movie extra actor, write a comment below and I'll do my best to answer any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye.